Welcome to the channel, it's Curtis on this time. Breaking down the stories, every view will unwind. From left to right, we'll see the light. It's balance, we're chasing, no fighters fight. Curtis still be talking it straight. Let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis still be here to bridge it for you. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis still be keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay on while it's diving deep with Curtis. Insights, it's on the screen. Curtis, I'll be keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis. I'll be the convo's unique. Curtis, I'll be talking it straight. Let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis, I'll be here to bridge it for you. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis, I'll be keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis. I'll be the convo's unique. The convo's unique. The convo's unique.
Greetings, everybody. It is I, Curtis Selby, your tired midnight blogger. More tired than usual tonight. The blog's in this case at 9:33 p.m. And yes, my apologies. I had set up a stream and a talk for Munchausen by proxy. And I'll still be willing to do it if 2 or 3 of you say that's what you want. But one, I'm exhausted. I'm badly tired tonight. And two, I'm exhausted because I did a lot of chores. I got a lot accomplished, but I also I don't really want to dive into it, but I had some really painfully frustrating roadblocks. I don't really know how else to describe them. So I talked to a friend, and he said that really didn't think Munchausen by proxy sounded like a very interesting topic. He actually wanted me to talk about YouTube. Another friend said, no, don't talk about YouTube. So I put it up to a poll. The gorillas, good on you. You're it's not necessarily the mother, although literally every case I've ever studied, it's been the mother or grandmother. But I don't know if that's just anecdotal or not. There's nothing in the literature that says that it's necessarily the mother or more the mother than anything else. But yes, all the stories that I end up reading about it, and the person who had told me what they really wanted me to talk about was Dee Dee and her daughter, baby something. And I didn't know anything about that, so I looked into it and I studied it. It sounded to me like a classic case of Munchausen by proxy, which I have some experience with. I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to talk about it. Thank God it was not me that was the kid. It was bad enough. All right, let's go through the chat. We'll see what you guys think. I do have a plan B-ish if it turns out y'all would really rather not watch Moonlight, which is kind of like Dark Shadows. It's not quite as good as far as some things, but it's newer and more modern. It's kind of cool too. You wouldn't have Moonlight if it weren't for Dark Shadows. Saying hello to John Ponerero. I see Dead Turtles. He's been a member for 2 months. Thank you very much. I can't remember if it was you or Connie. I think it was Connie. It's my first member, but I think you were my second. Either that or it's the other way around. My memory sucks right now. Anyway, let's skip on down. I'm skipping because I'm also a little bit moody, and I don't want the moodiness to come out in any stupid ways. So, PvP, hello, welcome. Hope you are doing well. John Ponerero, thank you very much for that membership. Connie Cleary, welcome. Hope you are doing well. We got 2 great creators here. We actually got 3 in a way. John's been releasing more of his music, and it's pretty darn cool. So check it out. Connie Cleary's been releasing some videos and shorts about with the birds and the music and the crafty things and interviews with people and Dino, and it's really cool. Please check her out. And PvP, who is, I believe, saying he's going to release more playlists anyway. Great creator, often on the panel with Gorilla's Random Thoughts and various other people. I've done some panels with him with Dark Shadows, which has been fun. Yes, there was a poll. I know I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but basically, I was discombobulated about what I wanted to do. I set up a poll. One of the options I put in was a Watch Party of Moonlight. I really didn't expect people to vote for it, but that's what they voted for. So there it is. Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Kapla, hail and well met. Glory to you and your house. Fight like a gorilla. Yes, I am sorry for being so confusing. Feel free to throw the jokes out anyway. Or, maybe I'll do something Friday sometime, but like before or after your stream. All right, where we at? Gorillas is saying the only thing you need to know about Munchausen. It's Latin for the parent is a blankety blank blank. Ahoy to Accounting Sheep, another wonderful creator here. He comes out with beautiful poetry. He comes out with some wonderful parodies. And his poem about Horatius still stirs my blood. So, there it is. Okay, Connie loves Moonlight, so I at least got one of you that loves Moonlight. It's a TV series. It's kind of like Angel, sort of. Not completely. It's different enough, but it's got some similarities. I noticed that Vampire Diaries, of all things, ripped off this guy's name and gave it to a vampire. PvP, dang computer acted up early this morning. It was good all day, now it's awful noisy again. I hate that. Gorillas, if I was going to be attacked by a vampire, I would cover everything but everything with garlic except for the penis. I have a 50% chance it's a hot female vampire, or I can talk a bunch of crap if it's a guy vampire. Right on. And PvP math shut down. I am so sorry. I hate that. I too have been having some computer difficulties, and that is part of my frustration today. So thank you all for your patience with me. I hope that this ends up being cool and entertaining ish. I did kind of play some of these about a year ago, thinking, it'd be cool to watch it for Halloween. But there wasn't very much. I think Connie was almost, Connie and maybe John were about the only people who were interested. So maybe that should tell me something. But anyway, I threw that into the poll. That's what people voted for. And at some point, I got to make a decision. So please join me in Kosmi. People are sharing out really cool links here. Oh my gosh, these are great memes, John. Thank you. From the IT crowd, a weird moon, memes from moonlighting. Man, I feel so sorry for Bruce Willis. And a really cool meme from Dark Shadows. I should save that one. I think I will. Save as Mashugana. Never mind. All right. So I think most of you, if not all of you, are in Cosme. Prepare to be hopefully mildly entertained. So here we have Moonlight, the pilot episode on. We will begin playing. Again, let me know if the sound is okay, because I remember I had trouble with the sound last year, but we'll see how this year goes. Play it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ground control to Major Tom. Okay, so blurry and choppy. Let's see. I'm not really sure what to do. Let's see. I tried Look Movie 2, and it was doing weird crap to me. So I may have to do Plan B if this is going to be all blurry and choppy. Let me see here. History. History. Um, delete browsing data. All right. Let's see if this helps or hurts. All right. Let's try again. And if this doesn't work, I have a plan B. I have a plan B. I'm learning from Connie. Have a plan B. Overtaxing the system. That might be. Yeah, John. That was a good series as well. The originals. This guy's a Hollywood hack, not a real vampire. How many tabs do I have open? I think I've got 7 tabs open. Is it still blurry and choppy? Okay. Blurry and choppy. They had a series on the same time as Ren and Stimpy, but couldn't compete. Tab Cola. I love the model in that advertisement. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between this and Angel. Okay, John, thanks for letting me know. Y'all let me know if the sound, if the quality reduces or anything. I will say the pilot is probably about the worst episode. They all get better from here, in my humble opinion. And it gets better and it gets better and it gets better and then it gets canceled. Angel did seem cooler. What I liked about this was, well, maybe you'll see. This is the lowest fantasy vampire world that I've seen. Hey, Charlotte, a woo! Welcome, welcome. That and I think the blonde is hot. And I really thought she was the lady from the first season of Angel, but she's not. They just look a lot alike. Lieutenant Communist. Yeah, Amanda Seyfried. Yeah, she does. Evening, everybody. Evening, everybody. Hey, that's my girlfriend. Somebody bit her. That's not fair. I am going to admit this pilot first episode, it has some cheese in it. News anchors are worse than vultures. I would agree with that. Hey, there you go, John. Blondie. Oh, yeah, she would have made a great Catwoman. Gorillas is falling asleep. Even vampires are shocked about what's going on in the world today. I don't doubt that. No, the vampire cop was the other guy. Maybe you have a portrait of me up in your loft. Your ancestor from 200 years ago. Damn it, he's Batman. I think one of the things I liked about it was it didn't waste time with the big trailer. It was just like, hey, here's Moonlight. And then back to the show. Well, they do now, but they didn't used to. I also like the way they made little moonlight things out of all O's and A's in people's names, except for the E. Yeah, this is the way I picture blogging should be. I'm getting lots of business and surrounded by beautiful women. From a vampire, I hope this isn't like when Gorilla tried to do watch parties of Sarah Connor Chronicles, gave up after 5 episodes. Well, I mean, it'll depend on whether you guys like it. I like the Sarah Connor Chronicles, but that's just me. Charlotte says it has Gotham vibes. It kind of does a little bit. There's definitely similarities. There's definitely differences too. Best episode ever. Don't be a fluffer and only show the good episodes. Oh, if you guys go along with me, I'll be happy to watch the whole thing. There's only one season though. PvP, Sarah Connor bored him to death. Yes. And then it's time for Chomp. The counting sheep. If there were vampires in LA, the homeless problem would be solved. Charlotte, not really with all the druggies. Right on. Ah, we're upside down. The vampires are in LA. They're called Hollywood. Right on. Naked dead chicks. I can't remember if I'm O positive or O negative. I always forget. All I know is I'm the universal donor. O negative. I am O negative. Huzzah. Extra tasty for vampires, I hear. I keep hoping for a hot vampire chick to bite me, but it never happens. Hey! Uh, I'm having a senior moment. One of the greatest bands of all time. Getting bitten by a hybrid is much better. I wonder about that. I'll never know. That's okay. Hey, look, it's hot blonde, chomp. Chomp, chomp. It is a very girly place and very gothic too. Yeah, I can't blame hardly anybody for having a big crush on this lady. Yeah, exactly. I would probably end up being turned by a crazy one like Drusilla. Even Spike got sick of her, although she was hot. I mean, I'm just saying, but she was wacko. Ouch! The the typical response of a woman that I ask out. Or Darla, yeah. Yeah, if you look up Mick St. John, you won't get this guy. Not in Cosme. You'll get the vampire from Vampire Diaries. It is a cheesy script, but it is indeed much better than a lot of today's writing. Again, I'm not claiming that the writing is as good as Dark Shadows, but it is better than a lot of the crap that comes out anymore. I haven't seen True Blood. I haven't seen it, and it's not woke. It's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty. I mean, politics. It's like a show ought to be. I don't think politics ever enters into any of this, or if it does, I don't remember it. He was reaching there. Anna Paquin is hot in True Blood. True Blood isn't woke either. I just had a vampire steal some blood. I'm Batman. I'm the man bat. Now, notice something here. Even though he's a very low fantasy vampire, they don't have hardly any powers. Sunlight doesn't just automatically cause them to die. This guy has Ryan Gosling vibes. This guy is from is he went on when this was canceled to be in Hawaii 5 and he did all right for himself. I don't know that he ever became rich and famous, but well, kind of famous, but he was the lead in Hawaii 5. This guy is a wanker. He is my least favorite bad guy, if you can even call him. Charlotte would recruit him. Accounting sheep, protect the world from vampires, cut down more trees. Yes. PvP, even the 60 shows like the original Star Trek worked on political ideas, but they didn't tell you what to think. They wanted you to think. And I got to tell you, this show, there's very few episodes that are going to make you think. There's some, not this one though. This one is just a cheesy pilot that they sold to the studio and are like, "Hey, here, do a detective vampire. The people will love you if you do it." Charlotte says garlic and holy water and church holy grounds is the best. Yeah. But again, these are low fantasy vampires, but to make it a little more balanced, he also has fewer weaknesses in that direction. Holy stuff doesn't bother him. Garlic doesn't bother him. Sunlight bothers him, but it doesn't instantly kill him, as you can see. You'll find out daylight does have an impact on these vampires, but not nearly the same kind of impact that you're used to them having. I want to see a vampire Pope show, Seth. PvP. I know I'm weird. I'm gonna have to increase this one, John. Is that which one is that? I feel like I ought to know that one. So, like, sunlight is their kryptonite, like Superman losing his powers during the night. Well, kind of, I guess. You'll just watch and find out. Counting sheep, is that a convertible? I'd like to point out a slight flaw here. Again, if you notice, he pretty nearly always has the top up, or however it is. He basically has it covering him during the day. If he has the top down, it's at night. The sun does still have an impact on him. It's just not instantly lethal. Sex and dark desires. Charlotte's all in. It's why vampires and werewolves are so erotic and fascinating. And there is something to that. There's I don't want to be creepy here or anything, but there's a they've for the last at least the last couple of 100 years that has been an element in the stories. John Bonner. That's a good meme. Oh Lord help us. I always thought it would be fun to be a vampire. Probably it wouldn't really. This guy is a creep. He has a hot wife like that, and he's running around doing all of his students. Spoiler alert. Oh. La la cola, la la lola. And you're my next meal. Counting sheep. I have a teeth grinding problem from anxiety. Vampire thing wouldn't really work for me. That's the thing. I mean, I know it makes a great fantasy, but I think that's one reason why I do like this show is it's about as realistic as I've found a vampire show to be. Charlotte suggests that you wouldn't be human, your anxieties wouldn't exist. PvP is asking if that's Stifler's mom from American Pie. I'm not sure. But yes, vampire teeth, I think in most cases, would either grow back quickly or would be too strong to break. Creeper alert! Creeper alert! Creeper alert! Creeper alert! Gorillas is not happy. Charlotte is correcting you, PvP, I think. She's saying that that's Jennifer Coolidge. Not to be confused with Calvin Coolidge. Remember to vote for Calvin Coolidge. Keep cool with Coolidge. Oh, no, that's not Stifler's mom. She does kind of look a little bit like her, though. We have so much in common. We both love soup and talking and not talking. We could not talk or talk forever and still things to not talk about. Hmm. That sounds like, yeah, probably my next ex-wife. This guy, Charlotte, you have rarely said a truer thing. This guy is no Indiana Jones, but Charlotte would still pass his class. You probably would pass it without doing the dorky things that he asks his students to do. And yes, PvP, I do think she looked similar. She did. Yeah, squeeze you in. He's a creep. I'm trying not to throw a spoiler out. Let's just say I'm a little bit disappointed in the ending of this episode. Leave it at that. Ladies, don't simp on teachers that engage like that because most of them are slimes. And Indiana Jones was a true gentleman. Agreed. Because I'm the man bat. Yeah, she actually doesn't use the 555 area code. See, he's Batman. Yes. Oh, do gooder. Frickin' neutral good vampires. They should have Indy end after the first three films. I agree. I love Indy, but the story was done. It was told. I do that. Yep, they got greedy. They got greedy. Okay, you finally get to see that he does not like daylight. Charlotte was always firmly against students with teachers. It's unprofessional and wrong. Agreed. Terrible camera direction. Yeah, they're trying to be avant garde. Whether they succeed or not, well, you're a jerk. Thank you, Charlotte. You're very kind. Blah, blah, blah. The counting sheep, vampire standing in the sunlight, but he's wearing sunglasses, so he's safe. I don't get it. Wouldn't you just have a couple of eyeballs left on the floor? You just understand that sunlight is not automatically fatal to these guys. It's a lower fantasy vampire to balance it out. They're more resistant to sunlight. Yeah, everything would probably be ash. And it is. It's a different kind of vampire. It's like vampire light. Oh God. In my humble opinion, it's much better than Twilight. There's no sparkly vampire here. PvP, when I was in art college, there was a professor who was a real sleaze. Everyone knew he was constantly doing female students. Professor of Darkness was probably a diversity hire. Well, you know, yes. I don't know. You don't. I think the only people I've seen banned from Cosme are people who are kicked out of rooms. So, and I don't think I've got many of you as okay. Connie is my only wrench type person. Gorillas, let me promote you to an admin. There we go. So I at least have one more, I hope. Is this going to work? Okay, it's just taking some time. My apologies. If the others want to be admins, let me know, but I'm trying to be kind of slow about who I add up on it. PvP, there was a lady named Angela. She resisted him as she was very smart and independent. The band thing coming about, oh, I don't know. We've all got our drama. I know I do. I even have skeletons in my closet. I'm a vampire. Yes, Nicolas Cage. Here we go. Nicolas Cage. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid, gorillas. Skeletons in my closet like an Eminem rap song. Maybe. PvP the last week of school, she put some of her hairs in his office doors just to annoy him. Laughed my tail off when I heard about it. Nicolas Cage was great in Renfield. I haven't seen Renfield yet. I'm leaving my dead end job. I'm thinking I should go away with Curtis. And what the heck? She was 3 days away from retirement. Great film. Should watch it. It's cheesy as heck, but it's great. It's a typical cheesy Nicolas Cage. Thank you. You're very kind, Charlotte. You're very kind. Cage won his Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas. Great film, but very disturbing. Leaving Las Vegas. Oh my gosh. He's stalking her. Nick is best in his small films. Yeah, I agree. Kick Ass was fun. I'm glad you introduced me to it. That was a fun movie. He escaped from New York. because I'm stalking you. The Unbearable Talent of Nicolas Cage is his best film to date. I've not seen that one either. Unbearable Massive Talent. Right on, right on. She has a portrait of him as an ancestor from 200 years ago. And he's going to hypnotize her into thinking that she's 200 years old. I'm not touching that one, Charlotte. I'm not gonna touch it. Here we go. Now here's the backstory. I guess we all have something. Corleen, 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 Corleen. Please don't bite me just because you can. Yeah, I don't know that I want to know anything anymore. I just want to be in my happy place. She'd be more fine topless. I mean, hi. Speaking of milking, her milkshake drives all the men to the yard. Yeah, sadly, the censors wouldn't let them go through that. This was one of those big three. I can't remember. I think it was ABC, but I can't really remember. Once upon a time, there were. Oh, crap. We've got a cereal. And, I don't know about you, but when I see a weird African vampire mask, I don't think Beth. Maybe I have issues. I don't know. Climb the steps. Yes, a vampire serial killer. I've heard that Milk and Cereal is a good horror movie, but I haven't seen it. There you go, John. Good one. See that you notice it's night, so the top's down. PvP wants turtle cereal. Good one, John. Please believe me, most of the rest of these episodes are not quite this twisted. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle brand cereal. Blah, blah, blah. Mick St. John says, I do not say blah, blah, blah. John, you're the king of the memes today. Yeah, the cult thing, I don't know. It would be fascinating to study from a textbook or from a documentary. I don't think I'd want to be in the middle of it. I've just been around too many cult type thinking people. And they slap the hands. That stupid game. I love her response to this. Charlotte, you've already demonstrated more intelligence than a lot of these students in this film. She would never be in a boiler room alone with her professor. Don't care who he is. It's very smart. Very smart. PvP says Red Rock West is one of my favorite Nicolas Cage films. It's great. Small film that punches way above its weight. Yeah, smart, Charlotte. Very smart. Accounting sheep. Is this a Scientology meeting? Yeah, I think you're getting the right vibe. And it has Dennis. Oh, Red Rock West has Dennis Hopper. Ow! Just because I tried to do things that I can't talk about on YouTube. You know, I just hate it when the topless girl asks me if I have a cell phone. I hate that. Oh, PvP is sharing Red Rock West, a post-Western noir, neo-noir. Oh. Blue Velvet was good. Oh my god, it's a real vampire! That may be my favorite scene in the pilot right there. Lara Flynn Boyle is also in it. Woohoo! Ah. So she was toxic toward Kyle MacLachlan. I didn't know that. That's not cool. Mick St. John ruined a perfectly good car. Charlotte loves Sherilyn Fenn best. I think, yeah, I like Sherilyn Fenn pretty well. At least I haven't seen anything about her that makes me go, "What a icky person." Yeah, like I say, these vampires are a little lower fantasy. They're not even as powerful as the Twilight ones. They just also have a few fewer weaknesses. Now, she accused him of being clingy, said some other stuff. Other girls he dated stood against her for those claims. Well, good. So the stake, it hurts them, but it doesn't necessarily kill them. So Lara Flynn Boyle also cheated on David Spade for Jack Nicholson. Ooh, yuck. Backstory. Shelley Johnson, the waitress. I'm having an alignment shift in D&D. Yes. PvP Dwight Yoakam, 1,000 Miles from Nowhere, plays on the end credits. He did the soundtrack. You know, I may have seen that. Maybe. Vampire fight! Vampire fight! I love this song. Yeah, they don't have a healthy relationship. I was married when this came out. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, there's something I don't know. It is what it is. It is on I don't know. It's a similar relationship. So yes, it's there are similarities with the Highlander secretary. And she does. She's actually this episode doesn't do her justice. She's actually a very strong woman. Your hand through all of these years, you still have. There it is. It's all melodramatic. What do you guys think? Do you want to watch another one, or have you had enough? Nobody's telling me a thing. You know that little girl is probably at least in her 20s now. Yeah, it's got cheesiness. Okay, gonna do another episode here. I don't want to do more than three tonight, but I'm definitely up for one more and maybe two. Hit me, baby, one more time. Uh, I understand, accounting sheet. God bless you, sir. I hope you are doing well. Charlotte has a wolf howl ceremony to do. All right, take care. Y'all take care. Brittany, before she enjoyed dancing with knives. I like this. This was not quite the first episode that I saw, but I like this one. I really like this one. It's still got some cheese, but Hey, Tim. Yes, this is a donkey show. And Charlotte Night Star, love and peace, and God bless. Amen. Right back at you. Sadly, this is the way I would look if I was still in shape. Hail Tim. I'm gonna party like it's 1983. He kind of looks like Columbo, like a handsome and cool Columbo. You killed her. How the DNC wants you to see Republicans. Thanks. Blow to my self esteem. Why don't they look? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think these are supposed to be skinheads or some kind of some kind of gang. Hey, it's a moon. PvP would rather watch Lex. Right. You got a purty mouth. This is the one thing that is cheesy to me because I would think he would be smart enough to change his name more than once every 90 years. Get out the banjo. Ding, 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 ding. And there are no longer mainstream real reporters anymore. She gave him a wooden stake. Yes, John, I love that. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I kind of wanted to scream that at some point today. I feel a lot better now. You guys are really good at cheering me up. Thank you guys. I'm gonna party like it's 1955. No, you should stay for lunch. If Gorilla was a vampire, would a banana steak kill him? I don't know that there are any gorilla vampires in fiction. We should write that as a community. We should make the movie Gorilla the Vampire. He's a welder by day and a vampire hunter by night. Not nearly as good as beefsteak. Man, I could go for a beefsteak right now. Okay, I thought that this was, like I say, he should have at least changed his name, but I thought this was cool. Steak, steak. Don't mind me, just bringing home the bacon. PvP would like a big juicy helping of cheesecake. John Ponterero, I think, wants ham. What is that from, John? Oh, you've been is what is that 3 Mile Island? What is that? Ah, Pink Floyd Animals. Sorry, I lived in my vampire cave for so long. Don't say you like bacon in the United Kingdom. The police arrested a guy. I know the police arrested him. Okay, so a guy burned a Quran. A Muslim went after him with a knife. The Muslim was exonerated. The guy who burnt the Quran was convicted. And you tell me that ain't messed up. Saw that on 2C TV today. My secret lust is here. United Kingdom has gone full George Orwell. Most of Europe has. And we came so close. And some I know say that we are still there, but I won't go into all that. My God, she looks good in that dress. Thank you. I'm glad. I hope you liked that, or maybe not liked it, but I hope it was informative. PvP. No tension here. Testosterone. PvP got to see a few minutes of it, and probably the first 10 minutes. I've only seen the first 20 minutes. I was really busy today. Yeah, I haven't watched the rest of it yet either. Tomorrow is going to be another busy day, and then I got to work Saturday, probably Sunday too. I'm surrounded by cleavage. The guy with the knife, he was look, we, that was appropriate behavior. I don't know, 500 years ago, maybe. Now it's not. Dag nabbit. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, vampires like me. This is not the smartest thing Nick does in the season. I am fun to be. Yes, John. They keep proving through actions and speeches that they are barbarians. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, so like in the first episode, it didn't seem to impact him, but they keep this in the continuity from now on. A wooden stake. It doesn't kill them, but it kind of like on Vampire Diaries, it paralyzes them. Stake. I could use some steak. What do you guys think? Is he just crazy? Or is he crazy like a fox? Yes, PvP. That would be brilliant. Trump Vampire Hunter. You know, there's an actual film with Trump as a demon hunter. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. The police aren't worth the crap. I'm sorry to say that. I have my experiences too. Yeah, restraining orders don't work, nor do court orders for child custody. They don't work, at least not for the man. I don't know if they work for the woman either. Someone will have to tell me, but for a man, they don't. They don't work. They don't mean anything. Normally, I'm not for promoting violence, but in this case, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was maybe 50 at the time. Good one, Tim. Do, 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 do. John, hello, I'm a Democrat. PvP 90% of the time, you're right. But there are people like what they're showing on this show that that's all they understand. It's good to be Nick St. John. Yep, World War II was a necessary thing. Like I say, 90% of the time, I totally agree with you, PvP. Most of the time, it's the it's the action of a stupid person. Duran Duran is a decent band. What did that book ever do to you? I threw a book once. I'm not going to tell you that story. PvP is afraid that a big war is coming. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire. Yes, John. Throw the book at them. It's a good point. PvP is finding this show too talky. I like his apartment. Yeah, Star Trek did do a decent job of balancing action and dialogue. They did. Yeah, hit girl in the hallway. John Potter. This is the power of math, people. Oh, it's that whole villain trope of we're just alike. Three Stooges shorts, yeah, yeah. So PvP, it's interesting that you ask that. There is a comic book in the '80s. Batman did become a vampire for a while. It was actually it was a it was a wild read. I'll put it that way. It was a wild read. There, oh, there you go, John. Perfect. PvP Batman was always my favorite superhero. He had no powers, just millions of dollars, and he trained his butt off to be strong. Yeah, he was one of my favorites. There were definitely pretty decent lengths of time in my life where he was my favorite hero. Late '80s, from the Death in the Family comic book till I don't know, probably till 2000 anyway. He was definitely my favorite superhero for about 12 years. I don't really know who my favorite is now. I guess it probably still is Batman. I do like Superman too, but the powers, yeah, he's sometimes it's a little hard to identify with him, but that's also part of the appeal. You know, what would you be like? What would you do with those kind of powers? PvP bought his first Mickey Mouse comic in 1962 at 4 years old. Death in the Family was the first one I bought. The first one I remember my parents buying for me. I don't know which one was mine, probably the third one, but we were three kids. My parents bought Star Wars number one, number two, and number three for each of us. One for each of us. So probably Star Wars number three is the first comic book that was ever bought for me. I still remember that comic book better than I remember the movie. PvP collected through the 60s and 70s. Those were the Silver Age comics, and they were great. They were. They really were. PvP went to college in the 80s, and the quality of the comics went down. If I had written this, I would have just not bothered with the whole thing about film not catching their images. PvP quit collecting in the 80s. There was a time when life was crime in 1982. Too many companies putting out too many comic books. They flooded the market. Comics lost value. You're not wrong there. Yeah, John, he does look a little bit like Lex Luthor. Okay, I'm going to confess, I'm actually a millionaire playboy. I own Buzzwire. I've been fooling you people all this time, pretending like I'm broke. Julia! Raggy. That's too talky. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. PvP watched Smallville for the first 5 years. When they did a vampire story, I began to lose interest. I haven't seen any of them. I've heard the first 5 years were really good, but depending on who you talk to, eventually did kind of go downhill. From what I hear, I haven't seen it. Every time I meet a man, he either ends up gay, a imprisoned serial killer, or a bear. I'm a vampire. Okay, so early Smallville is great. It was filmed here in British Columbia. It was basically about uh, Kal-El as Clark before he put on the cape. Right on. I won't kill you. Monster! Monster! Because I'm a monster. I do like his car. Ah, yeah, it's like Gotham. It's Batman before the cow. Yeah, yeah, I have seen most of Gotham, and I liked it pretty well. I know some people did, but I did. I want that car. Well, geez, a first date? Okay, cool. Haha, PvP likes Gotham too. Haha. I think I'm in love with this girl. Yeah, I watched it when I was really sick back in 88 or 88 in 2018, 2019. I watched it on Netflix. That was his stunt double. It's Hawaii Five O music. Okay, I like the scenes that are coming up. They maybe there should be more action scenes in this, but I like the action scenes that it has. I like the first few seasons of Flash. If I remember right, I like the first 3 seasons. I don't remember if I watched the rest of them or liked them or not. There was a time during the sickness that I don't really remember very much. It was good. Then CTV took it off the main channel. Gotcha. So this is actually kind of like if Supernatural, Sam and Dean were the bad guys. I know I didn't see hardly any of them after 2020. Once I started working at the warehouse, I didn't get to watch much of it anymore. And I did hear that it went downhill in the last few seasons. Supernatural is probably better than this, but I still like this. And honestly, I kind of feel like Supernatural jumped the shark around the 12th or 13th season, but that's just me. It might have had something to do with the fact that I was leaving my wife at the time. Yeah, Supernatural was fantastic those first few seasons, and I still enjoyed it for probably the next 10 seasons. But like when God's sister came in and was messing everything up, and then brought back their mother, and I was just like, I, this is just too weird for me. The Leviathan, I still liked that season. It was kind of pushing it to, to, to it wasn't as good as the previous stuff, but I was still enjoying it. But when God had a sister, I was like, so your theology here sucks because this is God, the uncreated. How would he have a sister? I don't know. Yeah, he needs that blood to heal. How many seasons can writers write before they lose it? Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think for Supernatural did a great job of keeping it together for a long time, but eventually I just was like, okay, this is just too silly. because I'm a hot vampire. Yeah, I did 20 seasons. We are like the dreamer who dreams and then lives inside the dream. You got it, John. Okay, guys. I'm having fun, but I'm also exhausted. So I hope y'all will forgive me, but I am going to call it a stream. Let's see what you guys are saying in here. They did do 20 seasons. Supernatural was the gun smoke of sci-fi. Yeah, John works in the morning and I don't, but I should probably at least try to get up somewhat early, and I'm beat. And I got another hard one tomorrow. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed it somewhat. It may not be the best thing you ever saw. It may not be Dark Shadows, but I hope you had some fun with it. And there you go. All right. I also hope if you'll forgive me, I'm just gonna call it a stream. So good night, everybody. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll figure another one out soon. Have a good night. The heck? Here's a fun fact for all of you. When you clear your cookies, StreamYard doesn't realize that you're leaving. So I don't know how I'm going to end this, but let's see if this ends this time.